Brabetz with Science and Education in our brand new digs for a brand new season. Our first guest of the season is Jessica Gelarden. Jessica, you're the program manager
of education
here at Proctors, and we're here to talk about summer fun in this brand new summer.
Yeah.
So summer fun at Proctors could mean a whole bunch of things. Most people would think of buying tickets, going to shows, sitting there, eating their jujubes, and having a great time.
Yeah.
That's still the option,
Yeah.
but your job as education program manager is a little different.
A little bit, yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of programs that we do in the summertime for all ages. It really is all ages, so yeah.
So back in the day when we were kids, we would get in the car, drive up to the Adirondacks, get dropped off with like some luggage and bug spray and go to camp.
Yes,
right? And come back kind of bitten and like full of fun and friends and exhausted. And our parents were really happy about that.
Right.
But camps here at Proctors are a little different, and there's no bugs. Let's go there.
Yes, no bugs.
No good. That's good. But the educational experiences are much different than, say, we'd have at a other summer camp, but it may be more meaningful in the way that it can harness the creative activities and creative drive of people of all ages. So let's start with some of the non-traditional camps that we have here at Proctors.
Yeah. I mean, we have 9 programs in total, and they range from 1 week to 2 week camps, half day, full day. We really have the range, and it is a range within the performing arts. So we have jazz instrumental, we have dance, we have drama, we have everything really.
So
performing arts,
a student as young as 6?
Yeah, have to be through kindergarten.
Okay.
And all the way up to, we have in Jazz Institute, we have 70-year-olds. It's pretty amazing, and how that dynamic in one camp alone is just wonderful.
Oh.
Because they're learning from each other.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
So let's start with the young person camps.
Sure.
So if I look in the brochure, which we have here, we can take a look and see the dates and also the age groups.
Right.
And then we can get to cost in a bit.
Right.
But let's talk about some of the theatrical camps that are here.
And for the younger students, they're more exploring the drama, the performing arts. They are fun, and they are exhausted when they leave, minus the outdoor bugs and all that kind of stuff. But they are exhausted, and they find kids just like themselves in them. We have Imagine That, we have improv, we have ones for younger kids called Acting Out, we have Missoula Children's Theater. So they get the span when they're younger to really explore what they like to do, what they might continue on doing with us in the summer, where we have the pre-professional camps for the older
sort of people who know that that's their niche.
That's what they want to do.
Teenagers, kind of thinking about how to prepare for college or beyond college.
Getting that experience. I mean, we hire artists from New York through our Broadway camp, Broadway Junior and Broadway Dance, and they industry professionals. I mean, you can't get any better than that, and they can put that on their resume. And it's still fun, and they are still exhausted by the end. We try not to take ourselves too seriously, but it's pre-professional training, and they really do get the cream of the crop of faculty from New York.
And it's not just sitting down in a classroom listening to the people from New York City talk about the olden days or what it's like to work on Broadway.
Yeah, no.
This is really kind of like that summer stock workshop that we hear about that the people out in New York go and do.
Yep, they're master classes in vocal technique, in acting technique, in dance. I mean, you go right to work when you get here. There are times where you get to ask questions, and really they get to give the students their wisdom, which is just as important. But the real reason why they're there is to gain tools. So, and that's what we focus on. And it's non-competitive. It's not about competing with each other. It's just about learning.
And so it's kind of that idea that if I learn it, I've got to do it to learn it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And back in Boy Scout camp, it was learning how to build a fire. Yeah. Here, it's about learning how to emote or to show grief.
Yeah.
But using the techniques that people have been using since the time of Shakespeare.
Right. And new stuff too. I mean, It is about doing. Really, you want to be able to do it. You don't want to be too shy. You don't want to be shy about it. You want to know that everyone there is with you, exposing themselves just like you are, and that's the whole point.
Well, what if you're more of a kinesthetic learner, or your tendency isn't towards acting, but it's more towards dance? You've mentioned some of the dance programs here. Let's talk about the dance for children.
Sure.
What do we have?
Sure. So there's Broadway dance. It's for from 10 to 14-year-olds. It's on the main stage, so you get that experience. Yeah.
I'd be nervous even with an empty audience in Proctors on the main stage looking around at that beautiful theater.
It's a little distracting. In a good way. And they'll be working with 2 New York artists on the main stage for all week for a half day. And you do have to have experience in dance. So that is something. And it's, as soon as you get there, it's just start. There's no, that's how I learn. And I mean, there's some students that learn differently, of course, and that's what the faculty adjust to that. But I mean, we're doers. We're in the performing arts. We're going to do. So it's quite an experience.
Now let's talk about the non-traditional camps. That is the sense that learners of all ages can participate. Let's talk about the jazz piece.
Oh yeah, the jazz piece, so the Jazz Institute, which is in August for 2 weeks. You can choose to do 1 week or 2 weeks. And then there's a fabulous show at the end in the GE Theater, which is always packed, and it's standing room only by the end. So it's over 500 people attend. And they learn by ear. There's no sheet music.
Really?
No, not a single sheet of music throughout the whole thing.
Now, what about the nuts and bolts of how this goes? So, say someone wants to learn more jazz and is a saxophonist, another is a clarinetist, another one is a trumpet player.
Sure.
Do they just bring their instruments with them the first day,
and
they'll figure it out from there?
Yeah, it's just like that. We have about 8 instructors total, and then we have a special guest that comes in every year. Ray Anderson is actually coming in this year. And Keith Prey is the leader of the faculty, and he's really amazing. This is how he teaches, and it's one of my pride and joys because they're all good individually. They're all good in their own ways. Some are just beginning. They may have had their instrument for 3 months, but by the end of the 2 weeks, it makes you cry listening to them. They're so. It's really great. And then to watch them throughout the 2 weeks, they are teaching each other, because they're sitting right next to each other, and it's really a bonding experience.
They all want to be there.
They all want to be there. I mean, why else would you, I hope, be there, And they're sitting next to each other, and one will show each other notes, and then, oh, listen to this. How does yours, compare it to each other? And because that's how they're learning is by ear. So they'll work together as well as all the instructors, and it's pretty fabulous. And last year we had 77 people in the program.
Now, is there a limit? Is there an audition for these?
No audition, and you can be a beginner to advanced, obviously, and not a lot of people learn like this. So like I said, there were 77 last year, and they range from a 7-year-old to in their 60s.
Can you imagine?
Isn't it amazing to learn by sitting next to a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old sitting next to that one, and they're teaching each other. I mean, how
it's the beauty of education that it really is about how have hands-on experience, that it can be so powerful and so life-changing for these individuals, whether they're young or old.
Yeah.
Now, I've kind of saved what I think is the best for last, kind of my secret want to do, but not coordinated enough to do it.
Okay.
Circus camp.
Yes, the circus experience. Yeah, it's new this year. 3 weeks.
We have a brochure we're going to show the audience so that they can see that too.
Right. And the first week is for 12 to 14-year-olds. Second week is for high schoolers, so 15 to 18. And then the second week is day programs, a half day for adults. So you pick one day, half of that day is for your program. And you don't need any experience.
Oh my gosh.
You don't.
There's not a lot of people out there with circus, acrobatic experience to begin with, but imagine the Cirque CHNNELLS, is
Yeah.
that how you say it? They're coming in and they're the instructors. Imagine the wonderful skills that they have, and then there's someone who can't do a cartwheel. But I'm sure we can all learn.
Yeah,
If it's not a cartwheel,
right.
we can learn how to juggle,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's the aerial arts, so it's there'll be 3 instructors, and there'll be someone from the cast coming in every day, from Circopolis, which is their show that's going for all those 3 weeks. And for the younger kids and for the high schoolers, there's a ticket included in the program.
So they get to see the professionals do their master work.
And then they get to go see them, and it's magical. It really is magical.
So what are some of the things that the students of the camp learn?
Right. So they'll work on, say, some silk trapeze, some things like that, some juggling. And there's 4 categories that they really work on, and depending on, there's going to be some gymnasts in the crew, and there's going to be some really beginners. So that's why we have so many instructors.
Sure.
And they'll break them up and work on what they want to work on, and what makes sense for them to learn for the week. So.
And again, the adult camp is a half-day camp.
Yeah.
So that's probably one skill that they learn during that day.
Exactly.
But what a great stress reliever. Imagine, your boss is on your back, or you've been doing the same thing, and you're like, I want to get away.
Right.
I'm going to take a half-day vacation, and I'm going to go learn how to run the silk trapeze.
Right.
Can you imagine? Then you come back, what did you do on your day off? Oh, I didn't mow my lawn. I was on the trapeze.
Yeah.
They'll just think you're going crazy.
And I want to take the camp too, obviously, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, you do have such a cool job. In fact, we kind of glossed over your background. You're not local.
No.
You were born in Missouri.
Yeah, I was born in Missouri.
It's about a pretty far away from here.
Yeah, and then I ended up west of here in Oswego for my undergrad.
So you went to SUNY Oswego Public School.
Oswego,
Yep.
yeah.
What did you major in?
Fine arts.
Oh, well, that
So I
is
got
somewhat
my
appropriate,
BFA.
isn't it?
I got
That's
my
terrific.
BFA. Yeah.
And then you went on for grad school.
Yeah, with my MA, I have a master's in art history and criticism. So.
And that's from Stony Brook, down south, but still in New York.
Yep.
And then you landed here at Proctors.
I know.
What a great gig.
I know.
In your field,
In
a
my
fine
field.
arts major
I'm
in
very
her field.
lucky. Yeah,
Yes.
very lucky. Yeah.
Well, we kind of glossed over also the money aspect of this.
Yep.
It would not happen if it weren't for sponsors.
Correct. Yes.
So how does the money structure work? Are there kids who can go to camp even if they can't afford to go to camp?
Absolutely. We say if you want to be here, we'll make it happen. There is tuition assistance. There's forms for that. So you fill out the form basically, and we chat and we talk about what you're interested in, and the only qualification is that you want to be here, and that it's an interest to you, and we'll figure it out from there.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
Now, here it is. It's the middle part of June right now. These camps start as soon as school gets out?
Right, July 8th, actually.
Great.
It's
So
the
right
first
after the
ones.
July 4th
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the forms are online now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
So
register online, you can call me, and we'll set you up.
So we can go to the proctors.org website.
Right.
Or we can call you at, what's your phone number here at Proctors?
Sure, it's 382-3884, extension 150.
150. So the main number of Proctors and then 150. We'll talk about creative juices. I'm ready to sign up. Jessica, thanks so much for being here. Jessica Gelarden from Proctors, talking about summer camps here for our Science and Education segment.
Loved it. Thank you.
Come back some other time and tell us how it goes.
Oh, I will. Absolutely.
That's terrific.
Great.
You've been watching the Science and Education segment on Impact. Thanks for watching. I'm Barbara Brabetz.
Proctors, bringing the best in arts, education, and entertainment.